This is a brief tutorial of the game Cosmoctopus as played on Board Game Arena. Cosmoctopus is a game where you have a shared board that you are moving around collecting resources, fulfilling cards, building up a small engine, all in the pursuit of getting 8 separate tentacles by fulfilling green cards typically, or a few other ways to get them. The game proceeds with each player moving the Cosmoctopus to a new spot, taking that action, and then they are able to play a card on their turn as well. The game setup here has 9 spots. These 8 around the border, while they will be in different order each game, are always the same different types. And then the one in the middle changes each game. There's a pool that can be pulled from, and that one in the middle will be different. There are 4 different resources: ink, gold, whispers, and stars. I'll just call them black, gold, red, and green, or black, yellow, red, and green. And you have a hand of cards that are also in those 4 colors. Typically, each card to play it costs that color of resource of a certain number, and then sometimes it'll cost any number of resource as well. So this one costs 3 green and 2 of any color. It's important to note that when you do play a card, you can spend resources, but you can also spend other cards to play that card as well. So for instance, if I wanted to play this here, I needed 2 black and 2 of any color. I could play one of my blacks and this black card to fulfill that black requirement. And for the any requirement, I can use any of the colors or any of my cards to fulfill that when playing a card. Let's go quickly over the various spots. There are 2 different main types of spots. One that just get you 3 of a specific resource: 3 green, 3 black, 3 red, 3 gold. And then the other 4 are get you 1 of that resource and then let you pick from the card row. The card row will refill after you pick a card from the deck, and what color the card is just random. It's from a random deck here. So for instance, this one will get you one green resource plus any card from the card row, 1 red and a card, yellow and a card, black and a card. In this case, the middle one happens to be get 2 resources of the same type. So, if you are here and you really want yellow, but you can't get to that yellow, then you could go here to get some yellow as well. Just another option for getting resources. Now, I should note, when you move this Cosmoctopus figure, it's a big plastic figure in the real game, you can only move it 1 spot horizontally or vertically. However, if you would like to move it extra, you can do that by paying resources. So I can move it for free either here or here, but if I wanted to move it here, or I wanted to move it diagonal, which would be 1, 2, I would have to pay an extra resource. And I could even move it all the way up here, but that would cost 1, I would get free, then 1, 2, 3 resources to get all the way up there. So you are a bit limited where you can go based on where the figure is currently, and so everybody's moving it, and so some people will move it in a spot and makes it more difficult for you to get what you needed. For example, if you really wanted green this turn, you'd be hard pressed to do so. You couldn't get green here because the Cosmoctopus is there and you have to always move it, and you couldn't get there without paying 4. And you could pay 2 or just 1 resource and get to this middle one and get 2 of the 3 green. But you can see where that spot is will depend on what you're able to do. So like I said, on your turn, you will move the Cosmoctopus, take the action on the spot, and then you can play a card from your hand. You start out with a hand of cards. You'll gain cards as you go. Remember, you can spend cards as resources. It's also important to note that every resource has a limit of 8. So each of the 4 resources you can have up to 8. You can have up to 8 cards. At the end of your turn, if you have any more than that, then you have to discard back down. But you can have it temporarily. You can have more than that. All right, let's talk a little bit about the different cards. So the green card is your kind of core way to get tentacles. You can see this little symbol here says, hey, gain a tentacle. And you want to gain 8 of those to win the game. Now the way that works is after you've played this card, so if I had this card in my hand and I played 3 green and 2 of anything, and it's on my tableau, then I can start filling in these spots. You notice there's arrows here, so I have to start with the green, then I can fill the red or the black, and then once I fill the red, I can fill the gold. Once all these 4 spots are filled, then I will get the benefits down here. In this case, it'll get me the tentacle, and I get to move the Cosmoctopus to the +3 black spot and get that, or no, +3 green spot, sorry, and get the benefit there. Happens to be on it already, but you'd still get that benefit. Now, the important thing to note is you can't just play this and start dumping from your pool of resources onto the card. You have to earn those resources when the card is in play, and then you can choose to place them on the card instead of taking them into your hand. So, for example, if I had this out, and then I went and I landed on this spot right here, I would get a card, and then I would get a green. I could choose to either take that green for myself, or I can stick the green on this card. I couldn't take the green. Once I play this card, I couldn't just put a green from my hand onto it. I have to earn it while the card is in play, and then choose to put it on. So same with all of those, and you have to do it in specific orders. You have to earn the resource while the card is in play to put it on there. And when you complete it, you get your tentacle and whatever other benefits that may come from that. Black cards are Splendor-like is the best way to explain it, but it basically gives you discounts of a certain type. So in this case, if I had this one played, anytime I wanted to buy a red card, I would have to spend 2 less. So if I wanted to play this, it would only cost me 3 instead of 5 if I have this played. And then I have these 2 here, which decrease the diamond number. It's not a take off any number of costs, but it take off the gray cost. So for example, if I have this one played, then instead of 2 black and 2 of anything, it would be 2 black and 1 of anything. And this one, it would take that whole gray cost out, but it would still cost the 2 black. It wouldn't replace that. That is the black cards. The yellow cards are typically ongoing abilities. So for example, this one here, if I played this yellow card, it would be out on my tableau, and anytime I earned a black for any reason, it would give me an extra black. And in fact, you can see these little notations here that tells you kind of like, hey, bonuses that you get whenever you collect something. For this one, it's whenever I earn a tentacle, I get 3 extra green. There's also a little bonus when I play it where I get to draw a card from the top of the deck. The red cards are typically one-time use cards. You play them and then you discard them. So this one, for example, lets you play a card, any card from your hand for free for 5 red. So if you have, something that costs a whole bunch, like this one here, or you just happen to have a lot of red resources and don't know what to do with them, that could be useful. This one here lets you play a black card for free from this. Some of the other ones will give you a whole bunch of resources. It'll be like 3 red and 3 of anything to get you 8 black. Or maybe there are a few out there that just give you a tentacle, but they cost, quite a bit. So each of these red ones will give you something. A lot of times the red ones will let you play another card after them, but they will say that they'll have a little lightning on them, and then they'll say, hey, after you play this red one, you get to play another card if you would like. You don't always have to play a card. It's only if you want to and are able to. And BGA will highlight what you can play. Remember, you may see something highlighted and be like, wait, I don't have the resources to play that. But then if you spend other cards, you would have those resources. So that's how it calculates it. So those are the different types of cards. Green cards get you the tentacles. Black cards help you build that discount engine. Yellow cards give you some sort of ongoing engine abilities, like extra resources. Some of them will even like automatically fill in certain colors when they're available. Those are really nice. So like if I had a green one, as soon as I played this, it would just fill a green in from the bank, not from your own. And then the red cards are immediate benefits, and often will let you play it again after that. So you continue to go through that until you get all 8 tentacles. There are a couple other things that will happen that are kind of extra bonuses. So the first person to get a tentacle, or as soon as you get your first tentacle, you get to choose one of these first contact cards. These are just little extra benefits. That this one is basically a free card that discounts all by a gray. This one's a very easy green card to get. This one just gives you a bunch of resources, and this one lets you move an extra spot without paying the resource. So the first person to get a tentacle gets to choose from that, and then the other 3 are available, and then the next person to get their first tentacle gets to choose, and so forth until everyone has gotten one or they're all gone. Finally, there are these forbidden knowledge. These are kind of weird, but basically, like I mentioned before, you have a limit of 8 for your resources, but you can go above that during your turn, and sometimes you'll have cards like this that kind of give you more of that resource. If you ever hit 13 of a specific color, so let's say I had a card that gave me 8 black, and I had a 3 black card, and I also went to this 3 there, right? That's 3 plus 8, and maybe I had some from the previous turn, and it ended up getting to 13 of the black. As soon as that happens, you will get, if it's available, the forbidden knowledge of that color. So if I were doing black, I would get this forbidden knowledge of black, and it would give me 2 tentacles just right off the bat. So it's definitely worth it just to get those 2 tentacles. But as soon as that happens, then nobody else can get the black forbidden knowledge. And there's only 1 of each. There are a few cards that change depending on if you have the forbidden knowledge or not, give you a little bonus. So if you see the opportunity to get that, it's definitely worth it. But you still want to continue to play the game. That's not the only way, because if you're working on getting that black forbidden knowledge, doing everything you can, getting all the cards ready, and then somebody takes it, well, now you just have a whole bunch of blacks and nothing to do with them. So something that you look for the opportunity to get it, because it's really beneficial, but don't base your whole game around it. That is basically the game. We continue to go back and forth, move your Cosmoctopus, take the action, play a card. The cards just do various different things. We talked about most of them, but you'll see new ones that do interesting things. Some of the cards will clear out the rows, and some of them will have this little Cosmoctopus symbol that lets you use the Cosmoctopus extra times during your turn until somebody hits that 8th tentacle, and then the game ends. And there's no extra turns that are taken once that 8 hits. It just ends the game immediately. However, if you're not the first player, you get this immediate discount chip here. So this player, I happen to be the first player. This player gets a discount of 1 gray, and this one player gets a discount of 2 gray that they can use one time at any point during the game. That is the game. The first to 8 wins, and I hope this was helpful. Thanks. Bye.